Judy Mitoma, who runs the World Music Festival in California, has a daughter by name Emiko Susilo. She's married to this Balinese dancer, very renowned dancer by name Deva Puttura, and they run their company in Bali, in Ubud village. And they were invited, some of them, to train the dancers in Minneapolis, who were American dancers. Some of them were Balinese dancers, but the rest were American. And they were given a training under a project for nearly 2 years. Right now, it was given sometime in 2002, and in 2004 they started doing this practice rehearsal using the Javanese gamelan. Since the Balinese gamelan was not available, they used the Javanese gamelan, and they worked out the synchronization of the music movement, and a huge platform was created in a sculpture garden. Sometime when I had gone with the renowned director Ratan Thiam with his company of Uttar Priyadarshi in Minneapolis in Walker's Art Center, huge center like Kennedy Center, we were able to see this cultural garden. In the garden, beautifully they had organized big platform, and as you see in traditional Bali, there was split door, and through the help of the batik painters, they had created beautiful designs of the floor, and there was a big huge bridge was built from among the audience. As we often see in Kathakali, the actors pass through the audience and the audience participation. So these artists would go through there with the gamelan music going on, and then the Kechak dancers, though they are dressed with the upper garment, they come from the stage behind and come from the split door and sit over there, and then they start performing the wonderful way of Kechak. Many, many years ago, when I was studying, I had gone through a book by Beryl Dizot on the dance drama tradition of Bali, and it was amazing to read her account, because at that time that was the first time I come to know of Kechak dance. Beryl Dizot also wrote a book called The Other Mind, and it was K. Bharat Iyer and Professor Mohan Khokar who said that it is a compulsory reading for any scholar who wants to study dance, either Kathakali or any other dance tradition in India. You must read it. When I read Beryl Dizot's work, I was quite under her spell, and would not want to even change one comma or semicolon from what she had written. She had an ability to evoke the image of Kechak dance. Now, that was sometime in 1932-33 when she was visiting India. She had also gone to Bali, she had gone to Sri Lanka and put her account. When I read that, I thought that things have changed. What she must have seen in 1932-34 must have changed. But the account has been very fascinating, and I would like to read some portion of it, then we'll go later on to seeing the video, the DVD. She says, down the lanes to the temple, men are streaming, calling to one another out of the darkness, mustering in the temple court. Already the circles are forming, one within another. 5 or 6 circles of crouching bodies, 150 men under the flickering light of a great branching wooden torch. All sounds die away, there is silence and a feeling of suspense. Suddenly, the motionless bodies grow tense, awaiting a signal. With a series of short cries, they lift themselves and then sink with a hissing sound of outgoing breath. They intone a rhythm, menacing, intense, all exactly together, then drop and muffle it, press it down into the dark hole between their crowded heads. They begin to sway. Low, inarticulate sounds break from them. Their bodies gleam in the flickering flame, their eyes half closed in dreaming faces. A slow chant rises from a single voice in their midst, a child's high-pitched wailing voice. The swaying grows and grows till suddenly the heaving mass bursts upon with a roar, like a crater in eruption scattering fragments. Circle upon circle, they fall backwards, the full-blown flower of volcano. Again they fold together and continue their swaying and their song. Mysterious voices rise from one point and another, indefinable. The circles heave as if possessed by the demon voices which seem at once amongst them and far away. For a moment, a single spectral voice winds into the light. A solitary sound struggles to escape, but is overwhelmed by the relentless march of common sound. Suddenly, they shoot up all together and sit erect, with fingers spread piercing the air like rays darting out of a thicket of thorny branches. Light plays on their stretching fingers so that these fingers themselves seem like flying sparks. The hissing sound sweeps through the forest of fingers and blows from hither and thither, sideways and in wide circles, faster and faster, with ever-changing pitch of grasp. Repeated syllables, chuck, 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 chuck. Ketchup dancers deliberately attempt to reproduce the rhythms and texture of the instrument of the gamelan with their voices. German painter and musician Walter Spies became deeply interested in the rituals while living in Bali in the 30s and worked to recreate it into a drama based on Ramayana. Including dance intended to be presented to Western tourist audiences, this transformation became a tradition and has been absorbed in Bali for the enactment of Ramayana. Walter Spies worked with legendary Wayal Limbak and popularized the dance by traveling throughout the world with Balinese program performance groups. These travels helped to make the Kecak dance famous throughout the world. In Denpasar, I met scholar, choreographer and Professor Vayan Dibia, who told me that the Balinese dancers were already developing this form when Walter Spies arrived on the island. Vayan Limbak, the dancer, had incorporated Bali's movements into the Kecak dance leader's role in 1920s. Walter Spies liked these innovations and suggested that Limbak devise a spectacle based on the Ramayana accompanied by Chak chorus rather than gamelan as would have been usual. As the dance unfolds, Ravana arrives in disguise and kidnaps Sita. The moment Ravana arrives, the monkeys give a deafening sound of chak 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 warning Sita. Prior to that, golden deer arrives on the scene and Rama and Lakshmana go hunting, leaving Sita behind. The Kecak dancers form various choreographic patterns adding to the dramatic sequel. It so happened that after having seen this Ramayana by Rani Ramaswamy with the help of Walker Art Center and Diva Puttura of Chudamani, after 2 years, that in 2006, I had gone again to Bali for an international Ramayana conference, where by chance we again met. And it was a joy to watch them with the Balinese dancers in Ubud village in the native land, how it was being done. So the transformation, which was site-specific in Minneapolis, had transformed into something very, very unusual. And she had Nirmala Rajshekar, who was a wonderful musician. She was singing the Prarthana, etc. And then we found that the gamelan was being played. This was the gamelan, actual gamelan as you see in Bali, and number of Balinese dancers were performing. And these two juxtaposition brought to me an understanding that when two cultures meet, Rani Ramaswamy took the renowned, very well-known poem of Sati Tirunal, Bhavya Miragurama, Bhavya Suguna. I did not deviate from choreographing in a group way, but she made it in a seamless manner to work with the Balinese dancers who had to hold their breath, form the patterns to show when, like Patra Pravesh in Kuchipudi or Patra Pravesh in Kathakali, like Tirunuka, when Hanuman has to appear, the white monkey appears, when number of dancers, suddenly they become so restless. When he goes on this side, they come on this side, and there is a commotion. Then there's also a lot of humor also. The children who are watching the dance performance, they were very thrilled when these monkeys come. It's a forest of monkey, and they perform. Sequence by sequence, I, with the help of Dr. Papu Yanugopal, got it edited to the 12 minutes only. Maybe 12 minutes, and as he likes to say, 12 minutes and 37 seconds. Almost to the precision, he edited this thing, which will give us an idea about how this dance takes place. Question remains that what do Indian diaspora immigrants who go abroad and stay, they do? They don't sit idle. They are exposed to the state-of-art gadgets, the state-of-art technology, and also they interact with, like Chapolin came and then they were staying together in California. Similarly, I found from Chitresh Das, who went to Bali and also did Bali. I met Maithili Kumar, who had done work, I know Hema Rajgopal, who had worked with Ramayana and singing like an opera using the Bharatanatyam technique. But these are the attempts which are not done only for innovations, etc., but in order to understand the two cultures in a manner whereby these two cultures can be brought together, and also those who do not know about Ramayana. Like we all know that Peter Brook, when he brought Mahabharata, world came to know of this great epic. Similarly, the Indian diaspora who live in America, and when they work on this level, they are in a way bringing Ramayana back to a number of people who do not know, including the newly born, as they used to call ABCD, America born Deshis, who do not understand culture, but they learn the culture through this. The intensive workshops have helped them, and the workshops, when I attended the workshop, I began to understand that how much respect the Balinese people had for India and how much respect we were able to show to them.